Everything that's to do with human psychology and behavioral science comes down to perception. Sometimes you don't need to fix your product, you just need to change the lens that people view it through. So I'm going to show you a perfect example of using this, using a classical case study of night nurse, which is a cold and flu medication. So years ago, a pharmaceutical company hit a wall. They had created a cold and flu remedy that worked perfectly, right? It stopped people's sneezes, it stopped people's coughing, it helped people clear their wheezy chest, but it had one massive problem. When people took it, it made them incredibly sleepy. So like zombie levels of sleepy. Now, usually the business logic would say, actually, we seem to have created a potent product here, but it's too potent, so that's a disaster. And that's what usual business logic would say. And you can't sell a daytime cold medicine that stops people from going to work, essentially. So the researchers tried to fix the bug. They spent months trying to remove the drowsiness chemicals, but here was the catch. Every time they took out the sleepiness, the medicine stopped working. They were stuck. They had a great product that nobody could use. But then what they did is they looked at it through a behavioral science lens, and they got behavioral scientists involved to see how they could switch it up a little bit, how they could make it more persuasive, and how they could actually think about this problem differently. And they realized they don't have a product problem at all. They have a context problem. So at 10 a.m., feeling sleepy is a side effect. But if you were to take this medicine, night nurse, at 10 p.m., feeling sleepy is then the solution. And when you have the flu, you actually want to be knocked out, because when you sleep, you're going to be a bit more recovered. So they stopped trying to change the formula, but instead they changed the name. They launched it as night nurse instead, when it was just at that point like a generic cold and flu medication. But here is why this works, and it comes down to two specific principles that you can use in your own marketing when you're trying to convert, when you're trying to sell. So the product didn't change one bit, but one thing that did change was the frame, the context they put around it. By simply shifting the frame from day to night, a weakness actually instantly became a superpower. And second, this is the genius part, really it is, they used signaling potency. So they slapped a big warning label on the box and it said, may cause drowsiness. Now logic says a warning label should actually scare people away, but psychologically it did the opposite. It acted as a signal. It told customers, hey, wait a minute, this stuff is strong. Are you sure you want to take it? It's so powerful, you literally can't drive when you take it. That warning label didn't decrease sales, it actually increased the trust. It proved the medicine worked. And so have a look at your own business, have a look at the flaws you're trying to hide or you're trying to fix. Ask yourself, am I just looking at this problem in the wrong context? And don't just fix the bug, you've got to fix the frame where that bug becomes your best feature. Next, I recommend you learn about 5 persuasion mistakes that most businesses make that actually end up losing them sales. If you do want to learn about that, just click here at the end of the video on this little video that loads. If you do want to learn about that, just click this end screen on this video right here.